Hello everyone, this is Kate and this is just a short recording just to share how I do a silent retreat on my own, and it's for me. And I guess if you've ever done Lisa Natoli's 40-day course, you know this is about you. This is about someone that's like myself sharing some information. It's really about you deciding what you want to take, how you want to do it, listen to what I'm sharing, and just decide whether that's what you want to do. You don't have to do this. You can take some ideas for yourself and make it for you. So this is sort of having a loose guideline and then following your own guidance, which is what I do. So I'm going on a month-long silent retreat in my own house, in my own life. Now, I did this for 2 years, starting January 2013 to January 2015. And it looked like I was living my life, but I was on a silent retreat for 2 years. And in a way, I haven't come out of that, but it's sort of like making, every so often I make a commitment to going deeper. So I get into, so these are the things that can help you in your silent retreat. So you must want to do it. You must feel that it's right for you. So in July 2019, I'm going on another silent retreat. And these are the things. I'm going to write a commitment. I've already been shown in my mind what it's for, but previously there's been things where I might say I want to deepen my understanding about the dream, how the dream works, how the mind's dreaming this. So I might do a month's retreat where I literally dedicate the whole month to doing this. When you write your commitment, it might be that I've got some childhood issues where something happened to me, and I'm going to devote a full month to looking at that and not being fearful. I'm going to join with the Holy Spirit or Jesus and say, I want this done, or I want to have a lot of it removed. So it's our mind training. So once we've written our commitment, we then, these are the things that I commit to. No social media, no TV, radio or newspapers. In other words, no looking at the news on my phone, no Netflix or movies, nothing where I'm seeing anything as in computer games, anything that you think is entertainment or distractions. No reading books. I'm not a big book reader anyway, other than Spiritual Course in Miracles books. So if you're a book reader, no magazines, nothing like that. So you commit to be off them for a month. You limit social outings, feel into your guidance. If you are going out, put your focus on listening and being present rather than speaking. During this period of a month, if you need to speak to anyone about anything, make it practical. Just don't say to people, I can't speak, I'm in a silent retreat. You just feel into what feels practical. So I live with Kevin. If he's going food shopping and he asks me what I want, I will just share with him what I want, or we need to organise our day. So it's not a silent retreat in not speaking. It's a silent retreat is that we're dedicating our whole mind to being silent and joining more with God and the Holy Spirit and Jesus and whoever your other guides are. So we're going to train ourselves out of our usual responses to people. So this is a time where we're going to notice when we want to respond to someone if they're speaking to us. It's not that we're going to be rude. If you go and you buy a coffee at a shop, or you go to somewhere to buy your food, or you're somewhere where you're doing something and someone speaks to you, you reply. But you'll find that the answer will come to you in the response that has no story or opinion. And so we start to learn to love quietness. We start to learn that we can respond from a quiet, calm, peaceful state of mind. So those are the things that we commit to being off a lot of things. And but if you're concerned about not being up to date with the news, what I did one time, which was about 2 years of being off listening to any news or reading any newspapers or even reading news on my phone or anything, I said to the Holy Spirit, if you need me to know about anything, just let me know. And really, the only time I ever found out about any news was when I went and visited people, what they talked about. And most of the time it was over. It was a bushfire here in Australia during that time, and I didn't need to know about it. So with this month of silence, or you can do however long, but I'm just going to be doing this month, and I was asked to make a video just to see if you felt you wanted to join me in July. So encouragement to take silent walks in nature. So so this is part of, so the silent retreat, these are the things that you're encouraged to do. Silent walks in nature. Meditate for long periods, as in if you can meditate for an hour, to do that at least once a day. If twice a day would be even better. Read the text of A Course in Miracles for however long you feel, half an hour to an hour, or you can do 10 minutes a few times a day. Just feel into what you feel. Make this your own retreat, but give it its purpose. You can also read other spiritual books around A Course in Miracles or what you like. Contemplate the teachings. Allow yourself plenty of time to contemplate. So if you do work during the day and you're living and you've got your night times free, this is the time where you want to be reading and meditating and contemplating. Journaling with the Holy Spirit or your guide in going deeper, so you can ask some deeper questions. Ask the Holy Spirit what is the next block to remove, or you can focus solely on, okay, Holy Spirit, I want to understand what living in timelessness means. What was coming also through the Holy Spirit this morning to put onto this video was in Gary Renard's, I think it's in Disappearance of the Universe, the Artin and Purser asked Gary to read a section of A Course in Miracles 5 times. And it's the section called The Hero of the Dream. Now, I think it's in chapter 27 or 28, I'm not sure, but he was guided by them to read The Hero of the Dream 5 times over a period of weeks. So if you feel into that, if you feel that feels right for me, when you really give yourself this beautiful quiet time, it allows these teachings to really go deeply and really illuminate and come alive in our minds. So you want to have your intention as joining deeper with God in your mind, joining with Jesus, joining with the Holy Spirit, connecting into guidance, in a deeper way. Sitting in nature, so if you do go for a walk, you might like to allocate some time to sit if it's comfortable for you to spend a little bit more time out in nature. Meditate or sit in silence. Repeat the lessons for the day, whatever lesson you're on, or you can open the course at one of the lessons and just choose that. And I like to actually say that lesson out loud during the day. And you can also give your silent retreat. As I said, this is sort of probably repeating what I've written here, release old fears and guilt. So have a feel into what's actually coming up for you at the moment, what seems to be coming back constantly into your mind. If there's something that's like a little nagging thing in the back of your mind, with someone or something or some situation, you can really give it over to, I want to see this differently, and it allows you time to really have this different way of seeing things, because the answer to every problem is the same answer, that we're awakened in God, that we're not a body, and that this issue is around bodies. The answer is always the same, that I am spirit. I can't be affected as a body. Okay, so I've just got some other little notes here which I've written out. Because you are committed to silence, you will find there will be more time devoted to meditation and contemplation. Sit quietly and ask if there is any old belief, grievance or guilt that is still hanging around. Something that comes back many times that needs a period of silence to really allow your mind to commit to wanting it gone and wanting peace instead. So the miracle takes that away, but you have to have the calling of your heart that I want this gone. I need another way to see it differently. I want to see this differently. And so there's sort of some notes around the intention and what you can do. So literally stay off all social media. You wake up in the morning, you read your lesson, you join with God in your mind. If you feel to do rules for decision, you can do that and keep doing it during the day. You can repeat your lesson out loud, or you can do it silently. You can write it. You might even decide to give that month over. You might even get some inspiration to do some artwork or to write a song during that period. Something could come through. There's also another thing that I would recommend. Gary Renard on YouTube has a meditation called True Prayer and Forgiveness, and it's just a 5-minute meditation taken from A Course in Miracles. I think another thing that I would recommend, which I've done as well, on my when I did my 2-year silent retreat, I worked full time during that period, but what the intention is that I'm not being distracted by the world. I did my work, I went to work, and I did my job. But the whole time I was there, I was repeating my lesson and thinking about Course's teachings. I would also recommend that you listen to some Course teachings as well on audio during your time, and listen to the Course read out or some teachers talking about the Course's teachings. The reason why we limit conversations with other people is because it can take you seemingly outside and get you distracted. And long periods of silence, it's like you set up your own monastery or your own silent retreat, but you do it within your world. And you can do this, and it is very effective. You don't need to go into a cave. You don't need to go into a silent retreat to do this. It's really just your dedication. So for me, I do this twice a year now because at other times I'm doing groups and teaching and sharing. As a teacher, all I'm ever teaching is how to be a student. That's all I ever teach. So I show people how I'm a student of Jesus, and this is what I do. So doing this silent retreat is me being a student. So it's saying that I am always committed to going deeper because God's mind is infinite, and I just follow my guidance and I say, Holy Spirit, you let me know when I need to take a period away from teaching and one-on-ones with students. And it comes through. I'm not attached to being a teacher or doing anything. I have no attachment to anything. I follow my guidance. And this is something that I'm now doing. Now my commitment, there is a particular part of the course that I've been guided to look at in a deeper way. I'm not going to share about that just at this stage. It is better when you do your silent retreat that you don't tell anyone what you're committed to. This is your journey. So it's for you, and it's done in the quietness of your mind. So as students of A Course in Miracles, as students of Jesus' teachings, we show others how we become students. We teach others how we practice forgiveness. We teach others how we commit to going deeper into our minds, our mind of God, and we when we are clear, fairly clear of our ego, and get to knowledge and certainty, we then can teach certainty of the teachings. Until we have the knowledge and certainty, we're just teaching that we're committed. We're not teaching that we're free as yet. And that is, we're always teaching all the time. But let's teach others. We're not saying I'm never going to have an ego thought, because you are. You're in the ego's world. You're having ego thoughts all the time. So on your path, on your journey, it's about, hey, I've got my ego thoughts and I'm going to share with you that I'm practicing forgiveness, and this is what I'm doing, and this is how I'm committed to rules for decision, or I'm committed to applying the daily lesson to each situation, or I'm committed to sit and ask the Holy Spirit to help me with understanding certain parts of the course. There's another section of Disappearance of the Universe that goes through the 4 stages of duality. I've done a video recording on this, a talk on Awakening Together, and it's up the front, sort of fairly near the front of the Disappearance of the Universe, and it talks about the 4 stages from duality to pure non-duality. You could do a whole silent retreat on that. Read it, ask the Holy Spirit to help you understand it. Get really quieten your mind, and just ask for a full understanding of what that means and show you. I have done that, and actually had a revelation experience from that, because the revelation is the experience of pure non-duality. So all this period of silence is about dedication, commitment, and from time to time this is what we need. So this path is about joining with your teacher in your Holy Spirit or guide in your mind. And there's times for this type of dedication and commitment and quietness. And then there's times to join with groups and join with others. And in this path, we have to be free of how that looks and how long we're asked to go into silence. So we all have our own path. We all have our own curriculum. Feel into this. If it doesn't feel like something you want to do, don't feel wrong because I'm doing it. This is my guidance. If you feel this is something that you would like to do at a later stage, I'll leave this video here for you to listen to again. You can write out the things that I've recommended. You might like to add something to that. But really it's the calling of your heart, that knowing that happiness comes from really joining deeply with God, with God's mind. And really, I want the peace of God above all else. And that's really, it's not a matter of the words you say, it's the calling of your heart. So I love you, I bless you, and I adore you. Thank you. Thank you for listening in. And when I come back after July, I'll share something then. Love you guys. Mwah.